Good afternoon, this is Colton with Bill Brothers Roofing and Solar doing a digital roof inspection here out in the Kensington area. These homes are very old and have multiple roofs that have been put on them and taken off. And it's a flat roofing system, so it's very sensitive. Water doesn't shed efficiently. So there's a rolled roofing material called torch down that is used. It's basically big rolled sheets of tar. The sun bakes it and it absorbs a lot of heat and it starts to crack on the seams, as you can see. And then additionally, the granules start to flow off, and then usually have a lot of issues around the scupper drains, and the whole roof heats up and it pulls away from the edge of the roof. And you can see areas where, there's easily areas where water can get underneath. We really need to wrap this. This new roofing material over the top of this parapet wall, and then install a coping metal. There needs to be a coping metal over the top of this to protect this parapet wall and ensure that no water is getting into the stucco and stuff like that. So there's a lot of areas where the roof's coming up, and you can see it's pulling back. And then there's going to be some stucco repairs that are going to need to be done. There's 2 layers at least of modified bitumen torch down roof on this roof. So by building code, we need to strip it. We need to strip 2 layers. We're going to need to cut in a new 1/2x5 counter flashing right here. There's no counter flashing currently. Water's just getting in wherever it wants to right here. There's been so many caulking and sealing repairs on the edge of the roof that it's just always given away. It's very temporary. You see the amount of stucco right there that's bad right there. We're going to have to patch that after the roof's done. As far as low sloped roofing materials, we use what's called a TPO material now. It's a thermal polyolefin material, and it's more reflective and is compliant with California's cool roofing compliance, where basically it reflects a bunch of heat. You can see all the bubbles that are kind of occurring on this roof. That means there was installation error. You're kind of seeing a lot of bubbles shown. That means the roof that was improperly installed. And then you can see in areas where, you have all of these mastic repairs that it just cracks, right? And the water can still get in. Areas like this right here, right? Over here where the parapet is, you can see the piece of torch down that just comes up easily. Huge leak area right here that's happening every single rain. So we need to replace this scupper drain, new coping metal on the roof. And it's very much necessary because you can see how much this roof has peeled away. Right, this is all areas where water can get in on the edge of the roof. It's peeling up around it. We're going to need to do a new counter flashing right here. Look at that asphalt shingle they grabbed and just kind of tried to do a little patch right there. It's not the way to do it. A lot of issues. You can see how this comes up right here. Bunch of cracking. Already done so many repairs to the edge of the roof right here. So definitely need a coping metal over the top. So yeah, we're going to recommend a new TPO roof. This would not be a good roof for a coating. It has 2 layers on it. A coating is a very temporary roofing system that when the water starts to pond on the coating, it emulsifies and eats away at the acrylic. So definitely do not recommend a coating. Torch down is an older style of flat roofing that's just basically a big tar sheet. We're seeing right now the edges that are occurring around the edge of the roof because of the torch down material. It shrinks over time in the sun, right? All of this is pulling away. We need to protect this parapet wall right here. So we're going to recommend a coping metal. We need to get all the layers off, new scupper drain, dispose of this satellite dish if it's not being used, and we need to get it off the roof. The penetration points are an issue. We're going to include these sections over here as well. Those need to be done as well. So all this roof as well. It needs to be taken care of right now. This is an immediate. TPO is going to be the recommended. Anything else is not recommended. That is a flat roofing system. 2-layer tear off, coping metal around the corners. We'll quote the stucco repair as it's needed after the project is done. But this needs to happen quickly. I'm going to measure this out right now and get the proposal over to the property manager. Thank you.